Hello everybody, welcome to episode 2 of putting disc brakes on a bike. We've only started on the rear brake. Last time we fit it up, maybe you go see that episode 2 because it's upright if you watch it, so watch on telephone if you like this. We're gonna go ahead and tack this up, make sure it fits, and then we'll fully weld it, and then we're gonna get going on the front one. Maybe do a close-up of this now. It's okay. It's good enough. There's a little bit of a gap, but I'm not too worried. It's we don't know how thick the wall is of this tubing, but it's such a small diameter that I think it'll be kind of thick, and it tapers off a bit at the end. And then there's also going to be a piece of metal in here running up, so that might make things a little bit easier, but I don't know how this is going to weld, to be honest. Let's go. What the hell is going on with this? Oh, I see. Somebody tightened it all the way when they turned the machine off. So that's what must have happened. Okay, something, I think it's on pulse mode or something. Ugh.
Stinky. It smells like fish sauce.
It does, doesn't it? Okay, so I never even bothered to check the machine settings. It's on DC Teague, 80 amps. Oh, I have no idea how to operate this thing. PP5, pulse per seconds. So I don't want any pulse. Off. Okay, there we go. You can see that I accidentally started welding to the tube. What was happening, I think, is the arc's jumping to here because I don't have a good electrical connection to the plate, which sucks because I actually want to melt the plate first because it's such a thick material. So what I really need to do is ground this plate well, which is tricky right now because it's, you know, it'll be grounded well once I have a weld in there, but I'm gonna try to just like put a bit of filler. I was trying to do with no filler there, but I can't get the plate to melt because it doesn't have a good connection. So I'll see how this goes. Okay, it's successfully tacked. I also touched the electrode and the tungsten.
Okay.
So that means we have to sharpen it again. It's fine. But that's nice. That's tacked. And then we're going to do another one here. And then we'll take this off and fully weld it. We'll do. But yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, this is going to be tack number 2. Then after this, we'll hopefully be able to get in a more comfortable position. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more to that tack. But you can obviously, I mean, it's tacked. What I was trying to do is make a nice sizable puddle on the 3/16 inch steel and then bring it down to this. And I think with the hood on, I kind of forgot that this isn't tube. This is also 3/16 inch steel. So what I should have done is just added a lot more heat. Because I went down here, added some heat, was expecting the puddle to flow a little more, but there's so much more metal. So I'm gonna go and add more heat to here and just connect these two sort of dots. I'm leaving the tungsten pretty far out. so I can see nice on this because the clamps are in the way and stuff. Okay. Let's see this thing. Okay, it's better. That one really is awful, but it's okay. Now let's just go make sure that it works. And if it works, I think let's take it off and try to weld the whole thing up. There's definitely some spots where the weld is gonna get in the way of the caliper, so we have to consider that a bit. Because we don't want to grind down welds after this for no reason.
Not bad.
No, it's actually perfect. Okay, seems to work. I think we can take the wheel off. We can take the caliper off. Huh, so we could smell something whilst we were welding on here, and you can see that there's a bit of, now I think for when we do the full welding now, we should probably wear some masks because I can't be sure what's on the metal. I'm always scared of burning something on here and not being able to breathe for the rest of my life. Safety check is done. We found a nail. So yeah, let's add a little more material right here on the back side of that. I think it'll give us a cool opportunity to sort of understand how this is going to work. We have a heat affected zone there, so it's getting hot. Okay, there's some material there. The tungsten looks like it got contaminated again. Just do both sides. Alright. I'm sort of thinking I kind of just want to weld this whole thing up right now. Like, I feel good about it. I feel fine. I'm going to turn off just a bit here. I'm feeling like going at 10 amps, and then I can use the pedal a little bit more, hopefully. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, red.
I was holding my breath.
Oh, okay. Okay, a quick after weld review of what happened. I think it was pretty silly to think that the paint on the backside wasn't going to start pouring out smoke. So I think before we do the other side, we're going to grind off a bit more paint, save ourselves from all the smoke. The weld in the middle went pretty well. At the very start, something was contaminating it, and I think that maybe there was some paint left in the crack that puffed up. And you can see the weld has like a really kind of brown, gross tinge. So I think after we grind all this stuff off, we're going to go back over the start, grind off the start, and go back over that. And then we'll do the other side. Okay, so this is going to be a hole filling situation for sure. I think I'm just going to melt this. Hopefully we've sort of ground off. We just used a wire brush, gotten some of the contaminants off the surface of the metal. And I hope that we can sort of heat this up and then add a lot of filler material right here and then create a pool that'll jump across. And hopefully it'll be happy. Okay, it's not the prettiest thing, and you can see that there is contaminant still, but we were able to jump across. I didn't really get any good penetration, so I think I'm going to go melt that puddle and just sort of sweep it into the plate here so that it's not sticking up so high. It's very ugly, but I think that it'll do the trick. I'm going to add a bit more metal down there. Yeah. But what out. Okay, that went really bad, essentially. Okay. Well, that kind of sucks. Quick rundown is what happened in attempting to weld back to that spot. What happened originally when we tried doing it, there was contamination there and it just blasts the arc off and shit goes crazy. Anyways, that happened again. But I think this time I actually burnt a little hole through the tip there. So let's grind it off and see what we can do to fix it. That's too bad. That's one of those situations where you should just leave it. Just call it good and not try anymore. Oh. Okay, well, sorry. It looks like we actually didn't burn through. There's just a big puddle there of just a shit. Not doing us any good, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. You're not gonna see that anyways. Okay, we've sort of messed up, and this is a good learning for anybody watching, so you don't do this. Because that, I think, I don't really know the implications, but I think it could be pretty bad. Is the reason that we were having so much trouble welding at this lower bit, there was something, you would go and then there would be some contamination and kind of blow out. What the contamination was is these pieces are actually brazed on. And so when I'd get to that, I would start welding to this brazed material and it would melt the brazed and instantly probably evaporate. So good thing we were wearing masks. Look out for that, because even though the rest of the frame is obviously like welded, you can see it, there's no lugs. This section of it does appear to be brazed. I could be wrong too, I'm just guessing that off the color, but I think it is. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And so yeah, if you're doing this, watch out for that. That's something I didn't even think about once. But we're gonna continue and see how it goes. I think it'll be okay. And especially like how well the brazing has handled the heat even from this tack weld. I'm just gonna avoid that spot, keep that tack, and then I'll weld down here a bit, give it a break, just to let it cool down and then continue on. This is my good friend Harry's bicycle that we're doing this on. He's behind the camera right now. Just gonna flip this around because we sharpened 2 sides. Nice. Just do both sides. Well, this is gonna be a trickier one. Trying to position the bike in the way I want. Oops. Should have done that beforehand. I think the reason this is going to be a little harder is just because there's a sort of big crevasse right here. And the arc's going to jump up and down that. And if you were any good at welding, it'd probably be pretty easy, but I'm not that good at welding, so. Okay, that went okay. I touched the electrodes, which is not great, but I also wasn't really adding enough filler material. It's kind of hard to avoid because there's a bit of a step down here, but you can see I was sort of eating away. It was okay at the start, and then as the material sort of lifted up, I was sort of eating at it. And then I tried adding some filler metal, and then whilst I was adding it, I touched the tip. Yeah, it's called dabbing, not touching the tip. So you can kind of see what happened is, yeah, we welded 2 things together. Now we're gonna go, and I'm gonna avoid this braze section by like a reasonable girth, and just follow and meet up this. I might add a tiny bit here, but honestly, I think no. I think I'm just too scared to mess with the braze stuff. I think that this bike is going to have disc brakes for the rest of its life. In the back, at least. Whew. Thanks for watching this exclusive presentation of how to or how not to, depends how you look at it, put a disc brake cap on an old steel bike. I think in the next one, we're gonna do the front. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.